Today, we have something special. The 2021 Range Rover SVR, a beast of a machine. But this is not just any other car. There's a story behind it. But before we get into the nitty-gritty and the specs and everything, let me take you back to where it all started. So, I started my car hire business in 2021, which was actually a big shift for me because my background was in e-commerce and marketing. So, from then on, after I seen the potential in luxury and exotic car rentals, I knew from that moment on that that's the place I wanted to be. Now, growing up, my dad always used to say to me, if you're ever successful, if you ever make it in life, then buy me a black Range Rover. It may be a throwaway comment for him, but to me, it wasn't talk. It was a real goal. My dad worked his entire life, countless hours, over and over and over again, and he has tried to do everything to provide for us. And same thing with my mum. My whole family has worked their entire life to put me in a position where I can succeed. So this was one of those things it was okay, at that moment in time, I could do it, so I had to pull the trigger. Now, I know for a fact, and I've talked to him about it as well, he wasn't expecting a Range Rover SVR or anything like that. I thought he thought that, okay, yeah, maybe one day he could get a Range Rover Evoque or something like that. But to me, I was going to settle for less. I knew that I had to get the best of the best at the time, which was this, the Range Rover SVR. To this day, I still don't think that he believes that he has this car. It's something that he just didn't imagine that he could have. And to be able to provide that was the best feeling in the world. And sometimes, he absolutely loves this car. Sometimes I think he loves this car more than anyone else. So, let's talk about the car. The 2021 Range Rover SVR comes with a 5-litre V8 supercharged engine, which pushes out 575 horsepower and 516 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds, which for an SUV this size is crazy. Genuinely, it is crazy. It's one of those SUVs that turns heads like no other. I would be driving down the road, everyone would be turning their heads just because of how loud it is and just because the presence it has on the road. Now, if you've driven an SVR, you know it's not just about the power, it's also about the luxury. Inside, it's got leather everywhere, carbon fiber trim, and a sound system that feels like you're in a live concert. The handling is incredible too. Despite the size, it feels agile. You're sitting up high with a commanding view, but it moves like a sports car. And don't even get me started on the comfort. The seats hug you perfectly, whether you're driving around town, you're cruising around town, or if you're going on the motorway. I've done long motorway journeys, and it is very comfortable. It's a perfect blend of luxury and performance, which is exactly what I wanted to give my dad. Now, I wish I could say that it's been smooth sailing ever since then, but you know about Range Rovers, classic Range Rovers. So one night, I'm heading home, back from the office. It was 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, pitch black, and all I was looking forward to was getting to bed. But then all of a sudden, I started hearing noises from the engine, and then, bam, the car just stopped. Turns out, the engine blew up. Can you believe it? A 2021 Range Rover SVR, driven less than a year, had very minimal mileage, and the engine blew up. Classic Range Rovers. So after finding out, the engine blew up, I was stressed. It was a brand new car, 2021 at that time, and I had to replace the whole engine in it. I was just thinking to myself, okay, right, we have a 100 grand car that I need to put a 50 grand engine in it. I've just bought it, so what now? I was stressed. Now, even though that experience was really stressful and really hard at that time, it really made me see a bigger picture, and it really made me help solve other problems, not in just my fleet as well. I got to help other people around me as well that came to me for advice when something like that, so when something went wrong with their cars, they came to me. To say the least, it was one of those learning moments where you come out stronger. And honestly, I'm so glad that it happened because that incident actually planted a seed for something much bigger. I've always wanted to help people more than just renting out luxury cars. So from that experience, what I was able to learn from that experience and how I was able to help other people around me that had similar sort of issues has now led me to starting my own accident solutions business, where I am now able to help people with car accidents or major repairs like mine, from top to bottom. To wrap up, that is the story behind the Range Rover SVR. How I was able to make my dad's dream come true, how I had to deal with an engine blowing up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and how that's led me to now be able to help others with their car-related issues, and how that's made me go further into my business journey. Now, if you guys have any questions about the story, about the car, or if you even have any car-related issues that you'd like help with, put them down in the comments below and I'd be more than happy to help. Also, stay tuned for more car content and also business tips, my journey in my own business, and how I'm handling the car hire business in 2024.